Hey everybody, welcome back to One Seed, One World. So, out here in the backyard, doing a little bit of garden prep. And I just wanted to kind of do a little update vlog to go over some garden plans this year for anybody that's interested and kind of show you what's going on. I'll have to apologize to begin with because, you know, it's the time of year where things are looking a little ratty. But I can kind of show you some of the beginning plans. So let's get to that. So here we've got the front raised beds, and I've got two of them topped off with fresh topsoil, and it's a topsoil and manure mix that I get from a local place. And in here, there's nothing really going on yet. I have it covered to keep the feral cats out, but I've got, in this section, I've got some little rows, 4-foot rows of radish, spinach, and Swiss chard that I planted a week ago, but nothing's come up yet. Hopefully here in the next week or so it will. But it is supposed to get really cold this week because we have some kind of front moving in, and it's supposed to get down to 28 on Tuesday night, but before it starts warming back up again. But up here, you can see I'm building a new raised bed. This is an 8 by 4 foot. So this section here used to be all grapevines. And the grapes just weren't working out for us. They were just, you know, taken over first by birds and then by the spotted lanternfly, which loves grapes, and we weren't really getting much anything out of them. So after 4 years, this year I cut them all out, and I'm replacing it with new beds. Plus I've got these old wooden beds. These wooden beds over here are shorter, and I built those like 8 years ago, I think 7-8 years ago, and they're starting to rot out. And so they needed to be replaced. And so what I'm doing is just taking them apart and using the dirt out of these to put in 3 new metal beds with wooden frames that I'm building. This one is not very square. I didn't dig my holes right, but it is what it is. So this one I've got started, and I just finished putting this last side on today. Now I just have to transfer the dirt out of these beds over here. One I've already taken apart and got part of the dirt in there, but not all of it yet. So this area will have 3 new beds though that will look like that one. Hopefully the next 2 will be more square than that one though. So that's the new stuff I'm building. I was originally gonna tear down the 16 by 4 foot beds that I have up here. There's 4 of them in the front yard. I was going to tear them down and move them to the back, but when I really started looking at what a job that was going to be, I decided to just do 3 8-foot new beds in the back, which is a lot easier than trying to take apart all these other ones, which are still be fine for probably several years. So because these are only about, I think this will be the 4th season that they're in, so they should be good for a while yet before I'd have to worry about replacing anything on them, because my 24-foot long beds in the back are now 6 years old and they're still fine. So this year my plan is to have a big focus on beans, a lot of dried beans. I've bought everything from chickpeas to a soup bean mix, black beans, I think some sort of navy bean, white bean, the standard scarlet runners that I grow every year, and then we'll do some like fresh snap beans as well too. I've got regular green bush beans and dragon tongue, I think. I don't know, I got different things in there, but I ordered a whole bunch of beans this year and they came a couple weeks ago. So hopefully here in the next couple of weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, because our last frost date is around the end of April now. It used to be like Mother's Day, but since they moved us from being 6B to 7A, our frost dates have kind of changed a little bit from what they used to be from when we first moved in here 12 years ago. So, or 13 years ago now. So by the forecast, it looks like this is hopefully should be our last really cold week. I mean, it's in the 60s today, but it's supposed to drop down after we get some rain tomorrow, and then only be in the 40s during the day and like high 20s at night, Fahrenheit. So I don't want to put anything out except for stuff that's cold hardy. I've got tomato seeds and pepper seeds and cotton seeds started in the basement, some goji berries, and then I've got my onions, which I'll put out next weekend, and then also cauliflower and broccoli that I've got started in the basement that will probably go out next weekend as well, because they're going to go in that first new bed that I'm building. So that's kind of where that part of the garden is. The other big thing that we're doing this year is doing a farm stand out front. We're going to try that again. I just bought materials to build one on wheels that's going to be probably about 6 feet long by about 2.5 feet wide, have a little metal roof, and on some big heavy duty caster wheels, so once I build it, I can roll up the driveway. Hopefully that goes okay, but we're going to try it. Mitzi has been making all kinds of sourdough bread. She's been practicing. She makes sourdough loaves every single day, and we're going to see if we can sell sourdough loaves, some jam. I just planted strawberries 2 days ago, and that we got from our neighbor that was thinning out theirs. They gave us a bunch of transplants, so we put them in I cleared out a garden in the front yard, and we're going to try that and see if we can do jam, and then also any extra produce from the garden, maybe some of my woodworking projects, some of Mitzi's stained glass, or maybe pottery. I don't know. We're going to try different things that we're going to see if we can sell out there. So that's a big project for this year that may or may not work. It'd be great if it did. I've spent a lot of time, I'm working on writing a book. It's not a gardening book, it's a medieval fantasy book that I've got about 12 chapters written. I'm now on my third draft of those 12 chapters. So that has taken a lot of time away from gardening, and because I've been kind of obsessed with it. And so I've now been like, okay, I got to take a break from trying to write this book and focus on getting the garden started, because some of the stuff I'm behind on. Now while I'm up here, let me show you one other quick thing. There's Maisie up there, snarfing around, the new pup that we got last August. But this section here has been kind of a wildflower bed for the last several years, really, last 4 years, I guess. And I'm going to dig all this out. There's a bunch of yarrow. It's kind of, in the past year, it got overtaken by yarrow. It used to be a mix of things. One year it was all sunflowers with little other flowers mixed in, but now it's pretty much all yarrow with one or two things that kind of pop up. And so my plan is to dig this out, put in some retaining blocks to kind of make a circle here. I've already got the retaining blocks here that I ordered this past week. And we're going to make this a kitchen herb garden. I've got several herb blend mixes of things like cilantro and parsley and basil and sage and stuff like that, and kind of see if we can do a whole little garden of herbs right here, like a little circular garden. And that way you can come right out of the back door, off the back deck up here, and just come out and pick some herbs for whatever you're cooking. So we'll see how that turns out. So that's kind of the main plans really for this year. I have a lot more flowers and stuff I need to do, plant and garden, different beds to finish cleaning out, flower beds, regular garden, raised beds. So I'm trying to get caught up with everything. Gotta get the greenhouse cleaned out. I've had several of the feral cats that have been living in there this year. Over the winter, about 3 or 4 of them sleep in the greenhouse. There's a hole underneath the back that one of the dogs dug at the corner. It's big enough for cats to get in, but not dogs. So they slip in there, and I've got boxes of straw in there, along with the catio that I built them. For any of you that have followed my page for a bit may have remembered that I built the catio area. But right now the greenhouse is all just storage. It's kind of a mess in there. I don't know if you can see stuff all piled in there, along with the boxes of straw, as well as some materials for wood and making pathways and concrete for making pathways and stuff like that. I got a lot of different things I want to do this year, but I've got a lot of cleanup to do still. So that's kind of what's been happening here at the homestead. We still have 5 chickens left. There's right there is the catio area that I bought right there. Oh, that I built, where the cats eat their food, and a couple of them sleep in a box in there that I built. But we still got the chickens. 5 are left. Only out of the 5, one's a rooster. So out of the 4 hens, only 3 of them lay eggs, because 2 of them are like over 6 years old now, and one stopped laying like 2 years ago. But the other older big girl is still laying eggs almost every day. And then we've got 2 bantam hens that lay little eggs pretty much every single day, and the bantams are a little over 3 years old, or about 3 years old, I think. We're not getting any more chickens because of the mycoplasma that came to our flock with the last new batch that we got. So some of those have died off over the last couple of years. Some died of old age. And then these 5 that are left have never shown any symptoms of mycoplasma. They're just carriers. But I don't want to kill them off, because there are pets as well. They all have names. And they're still laying, some of them are still laying eggs, so we'll keep them until they all die off, and then we'll start over again with a fresh batch of chickens that don't have mycoplasma. So that's about it. This is just like a little update blog, and not really any gardening how-to information. I know that that's a lot of what I do here. Either build projects or chickens or how-to gardening stuff, but this was more of a vlog, I guess. So if you're new here, you may not have even made it this far in the video, but thanks for stopping by and hanging out. And for those of you regulars that stick around and want to listen to me ramble, thanks for hanging out with me again today. I hope that your garden is going well this year and you're getting things started. You got seeds sprouting. And put comments below on what you're doing, whatever's going on in your neck of the woods. But we will see you again soon with some more regular gardening stuff coming up on how-tos and plant tips and things about plants and all that stuff that I do. So hope you'll be back for that. But hope you all have a great day. We'll see you again soon. Namaste. Good morning, Mumos. You're looking rough. You need a good brushing and a bath. Yeah. You're gonna get mushed. You can't keep walking right in front of my feet. Look at you. I can't walk this way. Come here. Oh no. Look, you got stuff all stuck in your tails. Leaves. You're always so dirty looking. I thought cats were better at grooming. Patches always looks nice. You always look like you got lost in a leaf pile or something. I don't know what you do at night. Your hair's all shedding. You're a big mess. You're a hot mess, young lady.